Another technology firm linked to the Chinese Communist Party is being sued by Attorney General Ken Paxton. This is Thursday, February 19th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for making the Texas Minute part of your day. If you enjoy the program, please do me a favor. Give the show a rating, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get into today's news. For the second time this week, Attorney General Ken Paxton has filed a lawsuit against a company that he says is tied to the Chinese Communist Party. This time, he's accusing a drone manufacturer of deceptively marketing products that allegedly pose threats to national security. The lawsuit alleges that Anzu Robotics misled consumers by presenting its drones as a secure American alternative to Chinese-made devices while allegedly relying on technology from DJI, a manufacturer that federal agencies have flagged for security concerns. Texas officials contend that Anzu drones are effectively rebranded versions of DJI products using identical hardware, firmware, and software. State attorneys argue that the company's representations about its independence, data security, and software protections were false or misleading, potentially exposing Texans to surveillance risks or supply chain vulnerabilities tied to the Chinese Communist Party. Children's Medical Center of Dallas and a pediatric gynecologist are being sued by the Office of the Attorney General for illegally providing puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones to minors in order to facilitate gender transition. In the lawsuit, the OAG highlights Dr. Jason Jaron's long history of advocating for the gender mutilation of children, despite acknowledging that, quote, long-term data are still lacking in the medical care of individuals with gender dysphoria. The lawsuit alleges that Jaron prescribed or administered cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers to 12 children ranging in age from 13 to 17 who were patients at Children's Medical Center. The defendants are also accused of having defrauded Texas Medicaid by falsely billing those charges. The University of North Texas will no longer host an art exhibit that promotes illegal border crossings and attacks the federal agencies responsible for enforcing U.S. immigration law. The exhibition had previously been scheduled to open earlier this week. The exhibit was originally organized by Boston University. It includes imagery that supports illegal border crossings and uses several derogatory terms to refer to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the Department of Homeland Security. The Boston-based artist Victor Quinones accused UNT of censorship in canceling his exhibition. No, Victor, you're just learning that you're not entitled to taxpayer subsidies for your trash. The Texas Minute will be right back.
The Luke Macias Show is your access to what happens behind closed doors in Texas politics. Listen weekly to me, your host, Luke Macias, as I break down what is actually happening in conservative politics in the Lone Star State, a state that we all love and cherish. Listen weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is a product of Texas Scorecard.
Two former Harris County Tax Office employees and two local business owners are facing first-degree felony charges in connection with what authorities say was a coordinated vehicle registration fraud operation. Court filings allege that the group worked together to process registrations and title transfers that bypassed required state safeguards, collecting bribes in exchange for pushing transactions through the system. Investigators allege that the activity centered on the Scarsdale branch of the Harris County Tax Office, where nearly 200 questionable transactions were processed. Reportedly, the employees accepted cash and gifts in exchange for overriding verification requirements tied to insurance coverage, emissions inspections, and residency. Some vehicles were allegedly coded as tax-exempt so as to avoid required fees. The four defendants are charged with engaging in organized criminal activity. They could each face up to life in prison and a fine of $10,000. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Riley Edwards and based on the original reporting of Brandon Waltons, Addie Hovland, Adam Kahn, and Michael Wilson. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, let's go make it a great day.